Welcome to this daily guided meditation practice. This is the Attentive Mind. My name is Nathan, and I'll be guiding you through this meditation practice today. Find yourself a seated position. You want to find a position that is both sturdy and comfortable. You don't want to be distracted by your body because you're sitting in an uncomfortable way during the practice. It's really just an unnecessary hindrance to the practice. You also don't want to feel like you're about to get up and go do something. So having a sturdy position, something that's a bit grounded, is really preferable in the practice. It gives us a sense that we're here to stay. So sitting in a chair is both sturdy and comfortable. You can lie down, just don't fall asleep, or you can sit in a formal meditation posture on the floor. Just find what works for you. We also keep our eyes open during this practice. But if you have learned to practice with your eyes closed, or you feel more comfortable doing so, go ahead and do that. There are no hindrances here. But if your eyes are open, leave the screen alone and drop your gaze gently down below you, maybe looking at the floor or the desk or whatever is just below you. We're not staring at anything or analyzing it, yet we're also not zoned out and blurry. We have a gentle gaze directed softly, yet clearly downwards. You're in a comfortable and sturdy position, and your eyes are either closed or open, gaze directed softly yet clearly downwards. Just settle here. Just begin to settle in this moment. Nothing special, nothing serious. Just here and now. And bring your attention to the things that are automatically being noticed, such as sounds, smells, imagery, taste, body sensations, whatever. Even thoughts. Just notice what you notice. And let go of this future to-do list, this list of things that need to be accomplished or situated, worried about. Just let it go. Or rather, put it aside. You can always pick it up later. I'm not asking you to never worry about your to-do list, but just for now, for this moment, just set it aside. And if it scares you, don't worry. You can pick it up later. Just for this moment, be here without the burden of future problems. And the same goes for, of course, the past as well. If you have any kind of fight you were just in, or regrets, or stories and problems in the past, go ahead and just let those go as well. Give yourself permission to let go of the heavy burdens of both the past and the future, and come directly into this moment as it already is. And if you're normal, you might notice how difficult this actually is, to leave alone our problems and to-do lists in our past. Because the mind is always contemplating and judging and worrying and frustrated. It's always moving. The mind doesn't know how to be here. Thoughts don't know how to be here. But thoughts are not the problem. Only we pay too close attention to thoughts. That's all. In fact, thoughts can go on and on and on all day long, but as long as we just leave them alone, they are of no problem to us. So instead of following thinking, let's bring our attention to the coming and going sensations of the breath, the gentle rising and falling of breathing. Not forcing or being any kind of militant kind of attitude, just the gentle noticing of the breath. And instead of paying attention to this next thought, remain with breathing. And again, if you're normal, I'm probably interrupting you listening to your thoughts. You're having a conversation in your head, and the present moment no longer is in your attention because you were off thinking about what you were going to cook for dinner, or that problem you had with your spouse, or whatever. So the task, of course, with this practice is just to give our attention a little bit of a nudge back to the breath. Not in a forceful way, but almost as if attention wants to go to the breath by itself, and we just let it happen. Thoughts are always trying to steal this attention away, because thoughts feed off of our attention. But if we just again and again move it away, back to breathing, without a lot of effort, without a lot of pushing, we just come back gently to the breath. Thoughts won't have the same power. Remain with breathing. Come back. Gently return to the breath. Wake up. Wake up from thinking. Return to breathing, rising and falling. And it's possible that I'm catching you again thinking. And maybe you'll notice how most of the time we spent in silence just now, you were thinking about something. And now you're listening to me. And then there was going to the breath, leaving our thoughts alone. But then being pulled back to our thoughts about the future and the past, good and bad. But what is this? What is it really that our thoughts are talking to? We feel to be some sort of entity, some sort of center to which experience happens to which everything is done to which thoughts talk to. What is that center? And I'm not asking you to name it or think about it. In the same way you found the breath with attention, move that attention towards this feeling of I, towards me. What is that? Is there actually something there? Can you find this me, this I, in the same way the breath can be found? Look for the looker. What are you? Look carefully. Leave it alone. Come back. What are those thoughts talking to? Is it findable? If you don't understand this instruction to look for the looker, or if you do look for the looker and see nothing, or complete confusion, or unknowingness, right there, stay not knowing and completely rest. All right, you can look at the screen. You know, we let go of our thoughts here, which is letting go of concepts. Not to never use them again or to get rid of them completely, but to see this moment as it is without this veil of our thinking. Which I like, I don't like, you're good, you're bad, I want this, you don't want that. I'm this kind of person, you're that kind of person, blah, 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 blah. Good and evil, good and bad. When we learn to leave ideas alone, we see life exactly as it is right here, directly. Not our ideas, but right here. As you watch this video, this is it. But we think about things and call them good and bad. Up, down, inside, outside. And I think it was Shakespeare who said that good and evil don't exist, except thinking makes it so. Is there the truth to that? Because when bad things happen to us, what do we say? Oh, that's a bad thing. Poor little me. When good things happen to us, good things happen to us, we say, oh, what a wonderful thing. Yay, little me. But we don't know good or bad, because that bad thing can be actually a good thing, and that good thing can be a bad thing. We just don't know, because we don't see this moment as it is. And this is an old story, this old ancient, I think it's Chinese story of the Chinese farmer. You've probably heard of it. There's an ancient farmer. It's an ancient story about a Chinese farmer who one day lost his horse, right? And as he was a farmer, and the horse is extraordinarily important to his operations, and so the village people around came to him to console him. And they said, oh, well, how horrible this is. You lost your horse. That's a horrible thing. We're so sorry. But the farmer said, maybe. The next day, the horse comes back and brings about 4 to 5 wild stallions, ready to be broken, to help him on this, and to now all of a sudden has all this help on his farm. And again, the village people came around and said, wow, what great fortune. That bad omen thing, that bad thing that happened became a good thing. What a wonderful thing. And of course, the farmer says, maybe. The next day, his son, the farmer's son, tries to break one of the horses. Jumps on top of the horse and it bucks him right off, and he falls and breaks his leg. That was his only other worker besides himself. So the village people came around to the farmer and said, well, that good fortune turned into bad. Now you've lost your only worker, the only one who can also operate the horses. What horrible fortune. And of course, the farmer says, maybe. And the next day, as the story goes, the army comes by looking for young men of eligible age to conscript into their army. And there was a war going on or something, and they denied his son because of his broken leg. And again, the village people came around and said, wow, what great luck. And he said, of course, maybe. Now, this old story, of course, is to exemplify our attitude towards life. We should be less and less like the village people, who are always going up when things are happy and down when things are sad. Like this in a roller coaster, but taking things as they really are, not saying good, not saying bad, and just seeing this moment as it is. Maybe. Because we don't know. So when things are bad, don't fret. You don't know that. You don't know that it won't just immediately change or turn out to be something really good. And when things are good, don't attach. Because if you lose it, you'll be very, very upset. Don't attach to it, because you don't know if that thing might be a bad thing, like a lot of money or whatever. Just be present. Leave thinking alone. Become serene here and now. Thank you for showing up today. And as always, and without exception, I'll see you tomorrow.